Hello, Ed.
Hello, Jason.
Hi. How you doing?
So we'll start this out with the big question. Is Gino Iannucci now on fucking awesome?
Next question. For now.
For now?
Next question.
Next.
Please.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
I mean, I'm super into doing this interview and all that, but it's just, how about we ease me into it first? Let's do a little foreplay before we jump into butt fucking, you know what I mean? Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll go back to that one. Okay, on the subject of rumors and perhaps Gino's favorite sport, what about this other prominent tale of a sister/split of fucking awesome currently in the works? Any truth to that?
Yeah, there is, I'm making a, yeah, there's a new, I'm making it's a new board company, yeah. It's it's called hockey, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, who's on hockey and how did you come up with the name?
I suppose everybody will find out who's on hockey once it all kind of comes into fruition. But right now, I'm just making stuff just for us to have. Like, it's just there for us to have. There's no there's no set thing to like it is what it is in my head already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have like the basis of what this thing's gonna look like and everything. But like, just like I say, I didn't know that like. Like the boards that just came out, like, I didn't have those in my head, like, last October when we first put boards on the wall, you know what I mean? So it's like hockey's kind of the same thing, where it's like, it's not the same, but, it's just, I have a lot of what I think it's going to look like and what I want it to look like. So yeah, it's a smaller, it's like the white FA. We're making the white FA, and yeah. No, I mean, that's not serious. But it's funny because it kind of is, it's like, I don't know, hockey, it's sick. I love that name. I think it's the sickest fucking name, hockey. I like it. I'm into it. I'm excited about it, It's not some big fucking, like, some new big thing. It's fucking whatever. It's just, it is what it is. People are going to see it when they see it. It'll come out when it comes out. And, yeah, I'm excited. I hope, people like it.
Yeah, I'm backing the name. I think it's amazing. Did you come up with that yourself, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it true you're not even? Is it true you're not? Is that true?
I mean, you'll have to edit that part out because now you're giving away my strategies. So go back to the next question. Remember not to give away the strategy.
Okay.
So yeah, edit that out. That's not a new question, but go on.
Okay. How is the new Vans video coming along? Like, I know you've been working on it for a while, and I've heard that Ave is on a complete tear with it. How much footage do you have, and when do you see that thing dropping, finally?
Yes, Anthony's been doing it. Like, I said to Anthony, like, a couple weeks ago, I was like, look, man, like, you've been skating for 2 fucking years straight. Every fucking day. 2 years straight. Take a fucking break. Go on vacation. Like, spend a week on vacation. Go, like, go. And he fucking actually did cut his vacation, like, 4 days short, so he's only gone for, like, 3 days. That wasn't even, like, we don't take vacations. We're psychopaths. But, he went away to, do his thing with a chick in a different country, and then he fucking came right back. He's back in New York, fucking landing tricks with Dill yesterday. I was like, Jesus, dude, he's a fucking machine, man. Like, I'm so proud of him, man. He's fucking kicking ass, like, fucking kicking ass. Like, it's sick. As far as my old ass, like, shit, I got a couple things I'll film or whatever, but I mean, fucking, I don't fucking know. I'm just fucking spinning around, I feel like I don't even fucking flip my board anymore. Like, I feel like I'm just like, I feel like all I do is just turn around. I just rotate. I ollie and rotate on two wheels. That's all I do. It's just a bunch of fucking stupid bullshit. I don't know where as far as it goes. I know I have a certain amount of time left to film and all this stuff, but you know, kind of the making of the Supreme video kind of jumped in the middle of my part of Vans, like not as an excuse, but like I was going on Vans trips with Ave and with the team, and you know, doing what I do, and you know, being on those tours where you film, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, we're going to make a Supreme video, so let's do this, and we're only going to do it from this date to this date, and it's only about a year filming, and so we did that, and you know, everybody knows that came out, but during the making of the Supreme video, towards the end of filming, my ankle just gave up on me, and I never had ankle problems before, and it sounds really crazy, I never even fucking rolled my ankle, not once, not ever. You know, break my wrist fucking 5 times over 5 years. Yeah, totally. I lived in a cast, but like, you know, below the belt, I've had like kind of no injuries, you know, besides like I blew my knee out when I was 17. But like, yeah, so all of a sudden at the end of filming for Supreme, which I didn't think I had enough footage for, and I was bummed I didn't have more, but my ankle just gave out. And I went and saw the doctor in New York, and he was like, he goes, what did he say to me? He goes, you know, if you put sand in someone's gas tank, it can ruin the engine. I was like, yeah. He goes, well, someone put thousands of rocks in your gas tank. I said, oh. I think so. The engine's broke down there, and he's like, yeah, your engine's all fucked up. So I had to get ankle surgery. It was the first surgery I've had in a long time. First ankle surgery ever. So, you know, and so I'm just getting back into the, you know, I've been on the board again and filming and stuff since about, supposed to have the surgery 3 months ago. So, you know, just like, you know, I'm out there. I've been, you know, lately I've just been trying to film at night. I like skating at night, and like, I stay up all night long a lot of times, like, making FA, because that's what I do. I fucking make this fucking thing, you know?
Right.
And, like, I'll get into weird sleeping patterns where I'll stay up till like 8 o'clock in the morning and sleep till 1 p.m. And then, boom, then go back in, then wake up, go get coffee. Then by like nighttime, maybe I'm skating with Benny, filming at night, and then I'm back here. And I'm, you know, on the pot, and I'm making the fucking FA. So, yeah, it becomes a bit of, So I like it, though. Skating's been really good lately. My ankle feels all right, and you know, I'm doing my thing. You know, I'm just trying to contribute. So, yeah, Vans video, it's coming up. They told me my deadline and stuff, so you'll probably be seeing it early 15.
So going back to that fateful day, how did you and Ave come to the decision of making your Leaving Alien Workshop announcement via social media? And who wrote that thing out anyway?
Well, it was months before that. And, so you're talking about April 2013. Months before, probably around somewhere in 2012, I was looking at everything, and I just started to realize that this isn't just one day I was just like, look, I can't be part of this thing anymore. Like, I love the fucking Alien Workshop. We were it. We became the company. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We wanted to write for the company when we were younger because we thought it was like the best. We thought it was the best. And then we did 15 years on the team. And we became it. It became us. We were one and the same. Alien was us. We were Alien. We were the Workshop. And it got to a point where it just was undeniable the direction it was going in. I was most certainly not willing to go any further, and I just made it known at one point to Deirdre and to Carter. It's like, I'm not moving forward because I just can't do this anymore. I just can't be here. I can't be here doing what you guys do. It wasn't like, you know, skateboard company for that long, man. It's fucking hard, you know. It's very difficult. And Mike Hill, you know, Mike Hill did those graphics forever, and Pendleton did all of what he did to it. And I know how much work went into that and everything, and I loved it. I loved being part of it, but it just got to a point where I just had to leave. Carter and I was so close. Like, my dad went to jail when I was 8 years old. Like, that motherfucker just died. Like, whatever, no big deal, it's fine. But, like, you know, I'm dealing with it as, like, a fucking human adult, whatever. This is life. But, like, Carter was, like, Carter, the owner of anyone. He's, like, fucking fathered me away, you know? So, it was way more than anyone, you know, there was a lot to it. But, yeah, you know, we had meetings with Dyrdek and whatnot. And I had meetings with Dyrdek just by myself. But, the gist of it was, you know, like, at some point in 2012, I told Anthony, I was like, look, we gotta leave the workshop. And, this is what I want to do. And I had a vague idea of, like, what I wanted to do. And I had no, like, ideas yet at that point, but I was like, this is the direction that I think, like, it's time. It's time that we do this. And, between saying that to him and May 1st of 2013, when we actually did quit, when I wrote that letter and took a picture of it with my Metro PCS phone. I'm talking to you on your map. I'm talking to you on my Metro PCS phone. I don't own an iPhone. It's just a piece of shit little phone with buttons and it can take photos. I took a photo of that letter I wrote, and I told Abe, I was like, give this to whoever will put it out to the masses. And I think that ended up being it to you and someone else. And that was us off the team.
So you wrote that did you just write that day, or did you, like, have it, like, a draft of it?
I wrote it that day.
And
because we quit the team on the day before, and then May 1st.
Okay. Like, was it May Day?
We announced.
Yeah.
And I'm a fucking asshole. I made it on May Day.
Was Abe, like,
whatever.
Was Abe receptive to the idea at first, or was he pretty much over it as well?
When I called Anthony, I was like, look, like, cause you know, over time, Anthony and I would have conversations, and things would come up, and we would have similar feelings about certain things happening.
Right.
And so it would be us griping to each other, like, what the fuck is this shit? God damn, what the fuck is this? What are we doing? What's this happening? What the fuck is this? And just things that happen when you're on a company for that long, and you're trying to, like, I feel like we really tried, like, like, toward the last 2 years of being on the workshop, like, like, all that, like, we made that Transworld section with Benny, and, we were trying to push it still. We're like, come on, we're the fucking workshop. Let's fucking do this. Let's keep making what we're making, and let's get the fuck away from this mall direction we're going in. And, we made that workshop thing, and I'm super proud of that thing. I think Benny did the greatest job on that thing, and I really liked that. But I gotta tell you, the moment I called Anthony, I was like, look, this, like, we gotta leave the workshop, and he was like, yeah, where are you? Let's meet right now. So what I'm saying was, like, there's a lot, like, as similar as we are, like, there's a lot of shit with me and Abe that, like, we couldn't be more different. And I think that's why we're such close friends. Cause, like, I don't know what people think of, whatever, but, like, we're very different about a lot of stuff. But but yeah, we were for sure, like, on the exact same motherfucking page, on the exact same line, in the paragraph with each other, like, boom, boom, yeah, this is what's up.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what happened. It's great, it's bugged out, I know this is an interview and shit, but I haven't talked about it in a while.
What are your thoughts on the end of Alien? Did you think that it was gonna, like, that was kind of like the first in the chain of events that happened, like, what's your thoughts on the end? If it is.
I'm fucking sad. You know, like, I worked for that company for 15 years. You know, like, I bought memory screens from a skate shop. You know, the yellow VHS tape, like, you know, like that. And, you know, like, I'm sad. I'm sad with the way it all went down. You know, I'm sad with how everything happened. You know, like, but, yeah, that's it. I'm just sad about it. Like, cause it's like, it was epic. You know, I like what we were. I like the team for the most part, except for like one person here and there that I didn't think should be part of our team. But you know, those were ins and outs. But that had nothing to do with like our overall like leaving. Maybe a little, but like our overall leaving was just me. It was, you know what? It's I had to move out of my dad's garage, man. Like, I couldn't, like, you know, like I even finally move out of, like, Carter was like my father, and so, like, it's like, you know, like, I was just, like, living in his garage, and he was just letting me do me, which was sick.
Yeah.
But I had to finally move out, you know, like, and, like, be on my own, and whatever the fuck it's gonna be, just make it whatever it's gonna be, and it was, leaving the workshop, fucking difficult, yes.
Right.
But once I made the decision in my head a while before we started FA and made it into the board company, like 6 months before that, I was already certain, honestly.
What do you say to people that blame you for the demise of the company?
Well, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I don't really get... I mean, I think that sometimes people come up and like, dude, FA is so sick, like it's doing so good, and like all that does is give me anxiety, and I'm like, oh, thanks, I have to go, bye. But then there's sometimes when like someone will come up, and whether it be someone I know or like a kid, that they'll be like, you know, like you know, works at that business, you quit them, and they, you know, now it's gone, like how do you feel? I'm like, fucking. I feel bad, man. Like, fucking bad, you know? Like, that's how I feel, you know? I feel bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if anyone's really lays blame on me. But if they do, I don't, that's, wow. You know, I don't know if they really lay it on me, but then I gotta admit, there are times when someone might come up and say something where they might think they're paying me a compliment, but it's actually, like, detrimental talk of the workshop, and I'm just like, well, don't forget I did love that company. So, like, you know, I don't know. Whatever. People can say what the fuck they want. I don't care. But, yeah.
So I gotta say, your turn in that Habitat Tumieto short, though, was genius. Like, how did that come about?
When I got on the workshop in 1998, this young-ass kid, Joe Castrucci, he was so young. Joe was like 20. They're like 19. And he got hired by the workshop. And, you know, he's a young-ass kid. And he created Habitat. Like, Joe created Habitat. That's all him. And, I just love Joe. Joe, he's like, you know, Ohio and Cincinnati native Joe Castrucci fucking rules. Like, I love Joe so much. And, like, you know, I knew when we were leaving that the ramifications were not just going to fall to the workshop. Like, I knew that there was going to be ramifications to Habitat too. Like, of course I knew that. I'm not a fucking moron. Like, and this is my friend that runs this company. He ain't fucking rich, you know what I mean? He didn't make a whole lot of money. Like, you know, and like, he's got kids and shit. So it's like, you know, like, I didn't know what was going to happen with Habitat. And then once he was like, hey, you know, Dill, I'm coming down there, and, like, will you appear in this little thing? I'm like, yeah, for sure, because Joe's my friend. I love Joe. So, yeah, I was glad to be in it.
Yeah, that was super rad, man. So, I know the answer to this next one, but I always wanted to ask you, like, how much of a plan did you guys really have when you announced you're leaving Alien? Like, I know you had fucking awesome, the name and shirts and things, but did you have a wood shop, for example? Like, looking back on it, how much of a clue did you guys really have of what you were doing at that point?
How much of a plan did I have? Like, did I have in my brain? Like,
yeah.
I mean, what I had was, this little clothing company that I've done for
Right.
13 years. You know, I did this little clothing company. It was just my little side thing. It was FA, you know, it was my little thing. So,
Like, did you have a... Like...
Not much of a plan at all. No, there wasn't. It was not a fucking plan. Yeah, I think once we quit, well, I quit, and then Anthony quit, and then we were like, let's get the fuck out of town. Because it just felt crazy. Like, when we quit, it just felt insane, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, let's get the fuck out of town. So we went to SF in Portland with Benny and Turp. And, oh yeah, we took Turp with us. That's not the first one we took with us.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to take anyone else. I didn't want to take anyone else because I just thought, like, I can't quit. Anthony quits. Weird, and then okay, then I'm just gonna pull up the rest of the fucking team. Like, no fucking way. Like, I didn't think they were gonna go out of business. You know,
Right.
like that wasn't my plan. You know, like I thought, like, well, we're taking Turp, and that's probably pretty obvious. You're not keeping Turp, we're keeping Turp. You know what I mean? So it was like that first, and so, you know, by the time, you know, we got to Portland, and like we skated for a bit, and this was during like the filming for Supreme, but you know, Benny and Abe were like, we're going back to LA, and I was like, I'm not staying right here. I put myself in just some shitty motel, and that's where I came up with the shit. When they left, I came up with the first boards and the first ad, and I laid that ad out. I was in that motel room for so long that I laid that ad out, sent it to Thrasher, and got the magazine at that same fucking motel, which is crazy. So, like, yeah, like, that's really funny to think that I was there for that long, but I just needed to be away from everybody and everything, and I needed to think about it, and so I came up with the first 4 boards, and that was the first things we made, was the 2 class photo boards and the 2 embossed boards in black and white, and that's what that was. So, and the ad. So coming out the gate, all I had was that ad, basically, and then the 2 boards, and then
Yeah. What's been your proudest accomplishment so far with Fucking Awesome, and what's been the biggest challenge?
Proudest accomplishment, I suppose, would be, I don't know, I mean, like, you know, like, I didn't go to school, I didn't graduate, you know, I got out when I was a freshman, like, I grew up in skateboarding, and I grew up poor, you know, like, I come from a shitty trailer park in Huntington Beach, California, Beach and Slater, across the street from the Slater slums, and, like, I know a lot of the kids grew up way worse than I fucking grew up, but I grew up broke and poor. I don't know what accomplishments are. I don't know. I can't recognize an accomplishment. Like, I don't know what it is. All I know is what I feel. You know, it's what I feel. As corny as that sounds, it does kind of sound corny. I think what I do. But really, it's just like, what makes me proud and gives me anxiety at the same time is when people come up and they're like, Dill, FA is doing so fucking good. Oh my god, like, it's so sick. I see it everywhere. Oh my god, it's so sick. And like, it makes me happy, and then inside I'm also like, shut up. Because I get nervous, you know, I just get freaked out.
Yeah.
But, and the challenge of it is I make it all.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the phone. You're currently on the phone with the entire art department. You know, so like, you know, like when I wrote for Nodis with 101, I would just watch him. And I would, you know, like I met Mark McKee, and I met Sean Cliver, and then, you know, as I've been coming up through the years, I've had the really good opportunity of like watching people make things and like kind of like letting me watch them. Like, not as kind of used to like that. You know, the one thing not as really did for me that was super sick is like the beginning of the 101 section and 20-shot sequence. He let me edit that with him. Wow. Like that world, just me and him until like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like 16 years old. And he gave me a whatchamacallit camera, like a little Bolex camera, or like a little 8mm camera or whatever. And you know what the cartridges they sell? What's it called? 16? Is that 16?
I think so.
But now it would let me use those, and I was just filming me and my teenage friends like smoking pot and stuff, and like watching Knicks games on TV and shit, and filming Rumblefish, the movie, which is my favorite movie, and I was filming that off the screen, and he let me put that stuff in there, and he used that for, you know what I mean? So it's like really, it's like people when I was young letting me take part of the creative process is what, you know, is what I find myself, like when I'm laying out an ad for SA, like I find myself like just having that same sort of, I guess that same sort of feeling of like when Nodis used to let me do shit.
Yeah.
Not that he let me do a lot. I mean, I never fucking laid out a one-on-one ad or nothing, but like, yeah, like all this shit I'm doing, you know, like first for me, like laying out ads and like, you know, running a fucking company, you know, which I'm really glad I have, you know, I have help with that, you know, like, you know, I'm not by myself when it comes to like the logistics and the nuts and bolts of the company. No, I'm not by myself. I got aides and I got bitches. As far as the boards you see, I cut that shit out. I cut it out by hand and I glue it together, and those are the graphics and those are the ads and shit. Or I'll draw it, or I'll, you know, it's a lot of, just all that imagery is what I make, and it's what I do now. It's on my brain all the time.
Yeah.
Making the fucking company. I wake up in it. I eat lunch in it. You know, I get high to it. I fucking like, you know, like it's just, I love it. It's sick. You know, that deep down, I really appreciate it. Anyone come up to me and tell me that they love the company. It's like,
right.
it's so touching to me. I can't handle it. I'm like, how does someone really actually like something I make? And like, and you get all fucked up in your head. And you get like stupid and insecure. And you're like, is this good enough? Is this good enough? It's not good enough. And I find myself like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know, I turn around and I see what's come out, and like I made those graphics, but then sometimes I'm like, holy shit. Okay, what are we doing? And I just like, it gets a bit overwhelming, and I'm up to my eyeballs, and it's just, you know, I make all this stuff. That's what I do.
Right.
I make all this stuff. And then the other times, I try to be the skateboard guy. I'll be the skateboard guy sometimes. I love it. I try, but like, dude, I'm trying to film and all this stuff. You know, I gotta bake the bread. You know, I gotta bake the bread. I'm the baker.
Has that been like the last like year or so for you, just trying to like juggle skater versus company owner Dill?
Well, it was a lot easier when my ankle was hurt and I was waiting on that surgery. That was easier because it was like, I'm hurt. What's done? I'm making a fucking company. You know, and it's like, it's October like 8th right now, and we've only had FA products on the wall of like FA, like the boards and our products have only been out to the world. It's only been a year right now.
Right.
It's right around now when we first put the boards on the wall. So, yeah, my whole year has been filled with what's next, waiting on samples, freaking out. Like, you know, but we use PS Sticks. It's my favorite wood shop. It's in Mexico. And I love PS. I think PS is great, and they work really well with us. And PS understands that I'm totally out of my fucking mind, and that I come up with some shit, and sometimes, you know, like, you know, we might butt heads about something, but like at the end of the day, they get it done for me. Like, I come up with some crazy shit, and they're like, we don't, really? You want to do that? And I'm like, no, we are doing that. It's not that I want to do it, we are.
Right. So
just tell me when you have the sample. But, you know, and I'm not sitting here being like, oh man, this is so tough, but this motherfucker, I never wanted to make my own skateboard company, ever. I didn't want my own company of anything. I mean, shit, man, I don't know, but like, I tell you, I never wanted to do this shit, but like, once you're in it and you're doing it, it just becomes like, it just becomes part of you. I don't mean to sound like, like I said before, me, it's so hard, I'm the only person, but no, but it's fucking, you know, I feel the pressure, man, I fucking feel the pressure.
Right. So I remember talking to you, like back in Portland a year ago, and you likened, quote, your kids on the AM team to like that new crop of skaters, like in like Love Child, and I just thought that was
like New World Order.
Yeah.
They're like new. To me, especially at that moment in time, when I was speaking to you before, like the kids now are known. Like you say the kids, but now people know them as like Sage, Knock, Tyshawn, KB, Sean Pablo, like Aiden. Like now that these little fuckers are known, like I'm so proud of them. Like a lot of what I make goes through them.
Right.
A lot of what finally ends up on the shelves, I put through them. Because their opinion matters most to me. Like, I will show Knox most everything I make. Everything, pretty much. Way before it comes out. And I'll say, okay, tell me what you think of this. And what you think of that. I listen. And I love them. Like, I love them. And I'm so proud of what they've become. And, like, look at them on Adidas now. Tyshawn and Knox. It's just fire. Just bringing fire.
I was like it was just such a brilliant analogy with that New World Order.
Well, I gotta say that didn't come out of my mouth. One time me and Bill was just talking, and I think we were looking at the kids, and like it was just like a certain way they were dressing, like over a year ago, where like it was like pre people knowing them and stuff, and like there was just a certain aesthetic to the way that they would wear gear and shit, like khakis and shit like that like looked real New World Order, like Shiloh and Kareem and stuff. Like Bill said it, he was like, man, the kids are sick, dude. The kids are like New World Order. And I was like, fucking hell yeah, they are. Like, that's sick. Like they're like their own version of like what that was.
So how does an admittedly salty, damn near 40-year-old Dill manage a group of young kids?
I ain't 40, motherfucker.
Near 40.
Shit. How do I what?
How do you manage a group of just, young kids like that?
I don't. I listen to them.
That's rad.
I listen to them. And it's not all good. What comes out sometimes. And I have to be like, what? But at the same time, like, for a group of young dudes, like, they almost know me too well. Like, they know their moms and shit, like, so, like, it's epic. Like, I listen to them, and, I always take into consideration what I was at their age. And, like, certain things with, like, Sage or, like, Sean, like, they're light years ahead of where I was at 16, 17. But then there's other aspects of it where I'm like, the 16-year-old I was smokes you in this department. As far as, like, I don't know, like, books and, like, this, or, like, being, like, an avid reader or something like that. But, they're doing their thing. They read now. And then there's someone like Knock, where, like, that's one kid I don't really got to worry about. He is manifest destiny. You can see it in his eyes. You can see it in his movements. You can see it in his brain. He's going to do what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be impressive. So, and then, and then if I'm going to take anything into account of Tyshawn, I'm like, Tyshawn's the youngest guy. He's our youngest little dude, and he's growing up, and he looks epic as fuck, but, like, I just take the ages into consideration, and if I hear anything about the kids that's negative, something in the public, or someone's like, hey, someone's saying something about the kids on the internet or whatever, they're fucking young, man. Like, when I was 16, I was out of my mind. I didn't fucking know shit. I didn't know a fucking thing. And, like, they do, like, 16, 17, now they're, Sean Sage are now 17, but they're both 17. Like, like, it's not so much managing them. It's more of them just, they are what this company is, man.
Right.
Like, they are FA.
Since I have the entire art department on the line here, I was wondering, like, are a lot of these ideas you've just had swirling around in your head for years? Or, like, how do you, like, get the inspiration for a lot of these graphics, usually? Like, have you always been into art?
Well, I'll explain it as this, and get ready for people to be like, that's fucking pretentious, he's fucking whatever. I don't give a fuck. But this is what's up. So, I've been making postcards for a long, long time.
Right.
Like, I would send my niece postcards when I go to different countries. I'd send my nephew's postcards when I go to different countries. It started out by, like, pretty much, I think the first postcards I would send were, like, to, like, girls I liked when I was young. I would, like, make them a postcard and send it. And, like, back then, I was just like, out pictures and putting it on the postcard. And you only have that, like, square to work with, so, you know, you'll glue shit on, have to cut the sides off to make the square, and I started doing that more and more, and then when I got into photography quite some time ago, like, not into photography, but when I was in New York, I was a lot younger, and someone handed me a camera, and I was like, look, you're in the streets all the time. This isn't an Olympus stylus. Like, this is, like, a pretty good camera, and it's durable. Like, take pictures. What are you doing? I was like, yeah, totally. I used to take pictures when I was younger. This is sick. So I would develop my photos, and I would sometimes just end up, like, taking a piece of cardboard and gluing two photos to either side of it, and then it becomes, like, a pretty durable, like, stiff postcard. Like, especially when you glue those together and you put it between a book overnight. When you get that out, you know, in the morning, it's fully solid postcard. So, yeah, I was just making postcards for girlfriends and stuff, and, like, me and my ex-girlfriend Michelle, you know, we was up and down for 11 fucking years. And I think, you know, I was talking to her the other day, and she's like, I think I have like 100. Like 110 postcards from you. Like, man, I want to look at those things. You might have some future graphics in there. But that's where a lot of it came from. And then also, like, you know, when going to New York as a young man and stuff, like, you know, I just see people that had done nothing to do with skateboarding make things. And, you know, I met, you know, certain people like Byron McCopolis at a young age. Gio Estevez was always making things when I was around him. I kind of just came up with like between Nodis and Mike Hill or whoever, I was always around people making things, you know, so I kind of made my own whatever, but it was never to show like really like how like I show the stuff I make now, because it's on the board, and you know, I suppose there's certain amount of people that know, like, oh, Dill makes those graphics for that company, you know. But yeah, I think this is the most part of me. Like, when I like the postcard really started into like it was just me trying to get pussy. Like, I think that was most of it. Like, just like women love getting stuff in the mail. They fucking love it. So I learned that at a young age. So the more special you make it, the more you layer it with the imagery and shit. Like, you can really tell when someone's put some time into a postcard. So yeah, I kind of started with that. You know, like, and that was years and years and years. I've been sending postcards now, and at some point I'm probably gonna need to like ask a couple different girls if they could send me some of them back so I could see what the fuck I used to make and see if it's any good for possible future FA graphics.
Right. How did that Chloe board come together?
Chloe's board?
Yeah.
Well, Chloe's a really good friend. I met her when I was pretty damn young when I first went to New York, and she's one of the first people I met, and I've always thought of Chloe as like a sister. I adore her, and she's always like super back to FA. Like, she's always really been like, she likes it, and she thinks it's cool, and I love that she likes it, because I love Chloe. I think she's great. I think she's wonderful. And I gotta give Bill credit. Bill was like, look, this is photo of Chloe's mom's house on the fucking wall. It's a high school photo. Like, gotta fucking do it. It's so fucking sick. I was like, dude, let me see. So all I did was color the top of the board, and I had her do a little signature and do a little drawing. That's all I orchestrated. Beyond that, I gotta give it to Bill. Bill orchestrated that whole board. Bill even got like the photo and everything. You know, it's super sick. But like, you know, like, there are certain parts where, like, you know, there's certain things where, like, I'll show Bill shit. I'll be like, what do you think of this? And there's certain things he might not like. I'm like, really, you don't like this? Like, you don't think, like, this is this? And like, oh, no, I'm not too sure about it. You know, I like, you know, like, back to what I was saying about the kids, like, I show the kids the shit before it comes out. You know, they see it, so. But, yeah, man, I mean, that was so sick. Bill came up with that idea. I was like, fuck yeah, that rules. Like, let's get Chloe aboard. Chloe fucking rules. So we went forward and we did that, and yeah, Chloe's like the top-selling pro there for a little while. She was really fucking, those boards are fucking, see you later. Yeah. But it just came out beautiful. It's like, it's her favorite color, pink, and like, you know, like her signature and all. It's just great. We were real happy with it all. But yeah, I gotta put a cap on the Chloe board. That's all done. Now we did it. Now we gotta keep it moving. But man, that was Billy.
Yeah, I was super hyped on that. I'm also hyped on just your reintroduction of the split veneers, and just like introducing that to a whole new / next generation of kids. Like,
Well, when I did that, that was just like Live 8th Street. You know what I mean? That was 8th Street.
Exactly.
Like, that's just like, when you watch Hocus Pocus, or you watch, especially This Is Not the New 8th Street video, you know, they're all riding boards that are the two-color bottom split veneers, and so that's where I got that idea from.
Yeah.
So I took, you know, like, I didn't come up with that. Like, I took it from, well, yeah, you already said reintroduced, but, yeah, that's Life 8th Street.
Is that something you've been wanting to do for a while, just because it's such a strong characteristic of that slight little, like, 90, 91 era, and then it just disappeared for almost 25 years until now? I mean, is that something you've been wanting to do for a while? It's just, I love it.
Well, as I'm sitting here staring at the wall pissing,
it's like naked
I'm just thinking about like whoever's going to be listening to this interview who is a part of whatever companies, skateboard companies, that we fucking did that like 2 years ago, fucking fuck epic. Hey, I don't know, I took that shit from fucking Life 8th Street. Right. Shit had nothing to do with one of them streets. It had nothing to do with fucking none of that shit. Like, I took that from Life Skateboards and 8th Street, because I love 8th Street. I love 8th Street. And by the way, Tony Magnuson, if you're fucking listening, you cannot bring back 8th Street. And don't try. Don't try. Because that's one where it's just not fair. You just can't. Don't fuck with 8th Street. Because Tony Mag, 8th Street isn't yours. It's ours. It's the general public's. It's like Beethoven. If you can't, you know what I mean? It's just, it's symphonic. It's there. It's what it is. Like, I saw one 8th Street ad where he tried to bring it back, and I thought, man, fuck you. Don't fucking do that. And what are you doing it for, a buck? Get out of here. 8th Street was ours when we were kids, and it was sick. It was the fucking illest company. Like, Hocus Pocus, I still, to this day, watch This Is Not the New 8th Street video. And it's fucking fantastic. It's one of the greatest pieces of skateboard cinema of all time. Don't bring back 8th Street. Bunch of bullshit. I speak on behalf of Bill and I when I say that. Can't bring back fucking 8th Street,
Me
man.
too. Leave it alone.
Can't bring back. It freaks me out that people think you can do that. Like, let's do this. It'd be sick. People like it. Like, this ain't fucking PNB. Like, you know, this ain't like fucking Fubu. You can't bring it back and it works. You know, like, no, it's 8th Street. Leave it the fuck where it is.
So you hear a rumor about people getting on Fucking Awesome every other day. At least I do. Hence the Gino questions earlier and now later. Care to divulge any writers that have tried their hand to get on FA and it just didn't work out, possibly due to timing or whatever?
Yeah, there was two people that approached about writing for FA, and I was astonished. Yeah, I was astonished. Like, I couldn't fucking believe it. I was so touched, and I was so honored, but I can't say who these people are. I just can't. I just won't. I won't say it. But, like, it wasn't even like, no. It was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? Like, holy shit. And, but there was one I couldn't pass up, and that's Gino Edwards. And, yeah, so Gino now writes for FA. I'm real fucking happy about that. So, yeah. 101, back again, Snuff.
All right.
Couple old guys remaking the Snuff video. But yeah, man, like I don't know what I thought. Like, I've been shooting this shit around for I've known Gino like over half my life, and you don't say no to my energy. That's like it's in the Bible, I think. Yeah. Right next to the Psalm 319. You don't say no to my energy.
How did that come about, though? I mean, he asked you?
Yeah. And think of how fucking astonished I was. Like, outside of me me and him being friends for a long time, when you're friends with someone like that, and you've gone through a lot of shit in your teenage years, and then you guys become, like, individual adults or whatever, like, a lot of time will go by in that time, and you don't talk with someone. Like, there's, like, a lot of time go by, I didn't talk to him, and, you know, I was doing my thing, or I was drunk, or fucked up, or whatever. And, you know, when we see each other, it's like, we're right back at, like, when I used to come stay with him at his parents' house on Long Island. You know, we're right back to there. It's like that. Like, I feel like a kid again almost. Not even a kid, but, like, he's my senior, you know? Gene, he's older than me. But I looked up to him. I looked up to Keenan. Like, I used to come, like, visit them, and I'd stay with them. I'd show up, and I'd have a pair of shoes on, and Keenan would be like, God damn it, Dill, take them fucking Timberlands off. And he would show me, like, how to relace them and, like, make them look cool. Like, shit like that, you know? So, like, you know, Gino and Keenan, like, they kind of helped raise me, so I'm super thrilled that this is what he wants to do, and he really, you know, like, he likes the kids a lot. He likes what this is. It's not just like, oh, it's like Dill and Gino, but it's like, it's more than that. He's like, he really loves it, and that's what really, I was so touched by that. But the fact that, like, he genuinely loved this shit, and I'm like, I make this shit, and you like it this much? And, wow, like, fucking, so I suppose, like, Gino telling me, like, dude, I think this shit is sick, I'm into it, like what did you say before, as far as accomplishments go? I'd probably say that's my biggest accomplishment. Having someone like him,
Yeah.
you know, like, give me the blessing of, like, dude, I'm fully into this shit. Because you don't beat him.
Right.
You don't beat Gene.
Yeah.
You don't. He's the top. King of kings.
Yeah. What are your plans with Gino? Like, are we gonna see, like, a full video part from him at some point? Like, I mean, you joke around about
Oh, come on. I'll put it where the sun don't shine. Come on. Come on. Fucking, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Fucking, I'm unconcerned
Right.
with that.
I gotta ask, how did the girl/chocolate crew take this? Because that's a big move.
Suppose I'm in the middle of that right now. But, I talked with Mesa, and, Mike Carroll's basically my favorite skateboarder, so I sure wouldn't want him to be mad at me, because it feels weird, because I look up to him so much. So as far as it goes, you know, like, I did not at all within the last year be like, I need someone else in FA. Who can I take? That's not how it happened.
Right.
That's not how it happened at all. And they know that. So that's that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that is.
Okay.
And if anyone had anything to say about it, they come and talk to me about it, and I'm sure they fucking will.
Mm-hmm.
But we know what the fuck this happened. You know, like, you know, and of course, like, this is an interview in public forum. Many different things happen behind the scenes that no one fucking knows about.
Right.
But, you know, that's where it is with it. But I fucking love GNC. I fucking love them, you know? Like, there was no taking. You know what I mean? There was no stealing of
Right.
that. Like, I stole Dylan from Alien. You know what I mean? Like, I admit to that. I fucking took him. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't going to, I took him. You know, so, like, yeah, I felt bad about that. But as far as this goes, like, no, I wasn't trying to find no one who knew to be on the team. I didn't think anyone else knew would be on the team. To me, it was like, all right, here's me, this is Dave, this is Turb, and this is the fucking future. Right fucking here. These kids. Like I said, you don't say no to that. You don't say no to that energy.
Did the younger kids on the team, were they familiar with the Gino legend?
That's one thing that is so... That's one aspect of this that's so epic, is just like, just watching them shake his hand, and the way that they would, you know, my kids are, you know, the FA kids, like, they're not impressed by much, you know what I mean? Like, they're pretty fucking cool. And, you know, like, they know what the fuck's up. But then when, like, Gino come around, it's like, oh, shit, Gino. It's cool. Like, it's super cool. But I've seen that same thing, too, where, like, you know, I've been in California with Gino, and, like, all of a sudden we're in front of like Eric Ellington, Andrew Reynolds, and Brian Herman, and I stand like flash, and I see those guys like, holy shit, what's up, Gino? And I just see their whole mannerism shift. It's like, what's up? And they like shake his hand nervously. That shit, fuck, I love that shit. You don't know, fucking, you don't even fucking pay attention to that shit. Like, I bet you he don't even listen to this interview. He probably doesn't even know what's going to happen, and when it comes out, he'll never find out. I mean, you know, I'll tell him, like, hey, this interview, that. Like, actually, he knows I'm being interviewed by you right now, but he just doesn't pay attention to that shit. Like, Gino doesn't, whatever anyone puts out there of him, like, Gino, he don't fucking know it. He's in Florida right now, he's skating, he's doing his thing, like, he don't pay attention to none of this shit. Like, whatever anyone says on the internet, nothing, like, if anything, when he hears about it, I think it annoys him. But I do love that. I do love seeing sometimes when people are like, holy shit, Gino. Like, I think that. Like, it's cool. It's cool to watch. But yeah, the kids, like, were, like, fully, like, they were on some, like, when I first told them, like, look, you gotta keep this a secret, but it might happen. They were, like, on some, like, don't fuck with me shit. Like don't fuck with us. Are you kidding? Like, so, yeah, it's sick.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, they like it. They like it.
That's incredible, man.
And, you know, I didn't want to put no one else on. I really didn't. I didn't really want to put anyone else on the team. But it worked.
So the cat's out of the bag.
Well, fucking Bill and A's fucking shirts fucking jumped the fucking. No, they didn't. I'll take it back. I just. First thing, I don't know. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Some people on the team get a little excited sometimes when they put stuff up on their Instagram quickly, and then I find out about it after because they know I don't have the Instagram, so I don't fucking see it. And I'm like, wait, don't put that picture up that quick. That's not supposed to be announced. Like, whatever, fuck it. What say what's good.
Thanks so much for doing this, man. I only got a couple more. The Gino. What is the best and worst thing in skateboarding in 2014? This is your. This is your.
Let me ask you a question. You've interviewed me before.
Last time it was Element and Powered to the Planet. That was your answer last time. This is the let's let Jason talk some shit if he wants to.
What year was that? What year did you interview me?
2010.
Jeez. Oh yeah. He was like, what's the worst thing in skateboarding? I was like, fucking Element.
Yeah.
Fuck Element. You can't put Power to the Planet on a fucking skateboard. You know, fucking much of a contradiction that is, you psychos. Oh my god, it was fucking funny. I think I went into something else too. I didn't want to bring it up. I probably said a bunch of bad shit. Wow, fucking 2010, huh? Okay, so I just got real lightheaded. I'm kind of stoned.
That's okay.
What was the question again?
Best and worst things about skateboarding 2014.
Well, 2014 is almost over. So, I suppose that's the best thing about skateboarding 2014, it's almost over. And then the worst thing about skateboarding 2014 is I don't have a worst right now. I'd be an asshole to complain right now. Everything's going pretty fucking good. I'm up to my eyeballs. I'm freaking out a lot. But, I feel a little bit overwhelmed. I don't feel busy.
Yeah.
But I love these days, because I think I was always known as like a drunk addict psycho. But I really dig that these days people come up and be like, Dill, look, I know you're busy. I'm like, I always get a little giggle out of it. Like, I'm so fucking busy. Like, I got these meetings. I gotta get these TPS reports stat in at the office. Shit, I'm up to my ears. So, like, yeah, I only have a minute to talk. What do you need? Like, I'm really having a bad week.
I am
so yeah, I don't feel busy, but I'm up to my eyeballs, man. I feel it. Like, I'm under the gun, man. I'm under the gun every day, but I think I put myself here and I like being under the gun. So I think I work well with pressure and whatever. I don't do that well with any aspect of life at all. Even just being a regular human being, I'm pretty bad at. But I'm just pretty good with the pressure.
Well, what?
I'm sitting right now, real quick. I'm sitting in my apartment, and they're fucking doing construction across the street. So I had to shut all the windows of this place. It's hot in here. I'm I'm not trying to get a follow. I was saying that too. But give me another one. What do you got?
No, this is actually the last one. Just what's next for
Alright.
fucking awesome. Do you have the Gino ad laid out yet?
God damn it, didn't I just tell you that I now feel busy, but I fucking didn't feel like I got the goddamn weight of the world on my shoulders, and now you're asking me if I got some shit laid out? Fuck, what I got laid out? I got the last 2 ads laid out, and they're both turned in, so that's that. And I go to Berlin in 48 hours, so fucking, I'm in the room, I'm in my living room where I make all this shit, and I'm staring at samples of hats and fucking, I got all this gear all over the place, and there's boards, and it's just a fucking FA machine. I'm in the middle of the FA machine, which is my living room, and I'm feeling lots of anxiety, and I'm gonna get off the phone and be freaked out about this interview, and I'm gonna get super stoned. That's what I'm gonna do. What's next? What's next is, what's next is what's next. That's why it's next.
Right. That's perfect, Jason. Hey, that's all I got. Is there anything you want to add or anything?
Hey, I really appreciate it. You know, I like you, and I like what you've done. Your documentation of skateboarding, I think it's super sick. And
thank you, Jason.
You know, like when I get asked to do interviews with like the normal outlets, I don't really like to do it. I kind of like to fuck with you and the Japanese and stuff, and like. That's the only time I really like doing this kind of shit. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like all the encouragement you give me with FA and shit. Like I know that I said in the interview, like sometimes people are like, dude, FA is so sick, and it makes me like feel anxiety. But like, no, you said some shit to me, and like, you know, before the interview and stuff. And I really appreciate it. Like I'm super touched because like, you know, you were in Portland when I was up there in a motel room. Freaking out, like trying to make this company, and like you saw me firsthand. You saw.
I saw it.
That I'm losing it a bit. So it's kind of sick you interviewing me now a year later, because you actually got to see like some serious like how much I was going through, like
it was
how hard it was to like first do this, you know.
It was crazy.
So I really appreciate it, Eric. You saw a bit of it, but yeah, man. I just say I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you asking me to do this interview.
Hey, thanks for taking the time, Jason. This is my pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, bud. So, all right, kids, stay in school. Don't do drugs, and keep your chin up. All right, let's say goodbye now.
All right.
Well, you have to say goodbye.
Oh, bye, Jason.